Evening peeps, welcome back to the channel. So you've just seen the We Are Driven intro. We Are Driven team still pushing Archie's journey, still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation. Get yourselves over to Facebook, click all those like buttons, get yourselves onto We Are Driven, go join up there, and then get yourselves over to justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's journey and drop a donation on there, please. Thanks. Right, tonight, both rounds of MRCs GTTCC come live from Brands Hatch tonight. We've got the Indy circuit, and we have the Brands Hatch GP circuit as well tonight. So both races from the UK. Let's have a look at some scores, shall we? So, Hirakram has had a good half of the season so far. He's actually pulled a bit of a lead from chasing Boskov. 159 points on board for him. Boskov on 131 in second. GTP Toby on 100 points, so a bit of a gap back to the third place driver and behind. P1 Dylan in fourth with 89 points. Got V-Show with 84 points for fifth. P1 Don with 78 points for sixth. LFC Fan seventh with 75 points, 72 points for P1 Obi-Wan for eighth. P1 Mocking Weeks in ninth with 69 points. JPH 99 in 10th with 55 points. 11th for P1 Manny with 48 points. Fat Pickles Bro 41 points for 12th. P1 Mental Nev 13th with 40 points. GT Deli B 30 points on the board, 14th place. And P1 Dizzy AL 15th place, only 19 points on the board for him. Team Oliver Racing, on the manufacturer side, still leading the way, taking the most points on average per race. And that's the lineup of teams. Team Oliver Racing, Infinity Decals, We Are Driven, Red Bull, Digital Car Culture, Samsung, Quick Fit and Michelin. And there should be teams of 4 in each, but obviously there's going to be times when drivers can't turn up. So down for the count. Evening, brother, how you doing? Crease is back in the house as well. Come to watch the boy Boskov try and stick it to Hirakram this week. Let's see how he gets on. Right, so still got merch available. Stickers £3 a pair, and I've got t-shirts as well, £22 plus 1 free sticker and free postage and all of that. And I will post it around the globe as well, so give me a shout if you want it over in Boskov land, Greece land, Hungary. You swines. Right, let's get ourselves in then. Qualifying already started. Indy circuit for race 1 then. So we cut off as we come through Surtees and end up going through Clark Curve right at the end of the circuit. Let's have a look, see who we've got in the room. We've got Mockin, we've got Hirakram, we've got LFC Fan, P1 Obi-Wan, GTP Toby, IGTSH Boskov, P1 Dylan, P1 Don, Manny, P1 Dizzy, and V-Show. P1 Manny, let's give him his moniker. I gave all the other P1 boys theirs. So 11 drivers on track tonight. That's not what I'm meant to be doing. That's what I'm meant to be doing. Oh, someone's off backwards in the background. Try and find out who that was. It was... Come on, where are you? It was you, Manny. Must have been getting it a little bit quick through Paddock Hill Bend, I think. Right, so we have got drivers starting hot laps, so they've already flipping out. It's a short track, isn't it? 46-second laps in these Renaults. It's a one make race for race 1 as well. As you can see, everyone in the Renault Megane Trophy, all in their team liveries. Hirakram got himself on pole at the minute. What, a 46.2 for him. Dylan second, a 46.5. Fresh tyres on. He's going out for another shot. Dizzy in third position. He's got a 46.5. I so want to say 146 for some reason, but it's not that long. V-Show's got a 46.6 for fourth. GTP Toby a 46.6 for fifth. Oh, just chucks himself back in the pits. Where were we? No, stop it. So Hirakram, Dylan, Dizzy now gets third, 46.5 lap 3. I think drivers have ducked out of the lobby though. V-Show on that 46.6. Boskov a 46.6 on board for him. Fifth place currently. GTP Toby, he's just left the lobby and come back. Oh, I'll say left the lobby. He's dropped himself out off the racetrack, which has chucked his time in the bin on the right hand side, so we can't actually see, but he is only 0.3 of a second back from race leader, so he's on a, what is he on? He's on a 46.6-ish. P1 Don 7th then, 46.6 as well, yeah, so it must be LFC fan of 46.7. Not a lot in it in this short course. 46.7 as well on board for Mocking Weeks. Manny a 46.9 and Obi-Wan 46.9 as well on board for him. Again, you'll be able to get plenty of laps in 15 minutes for qualifying. Why won't you change player? There you go. Let's get ourselves on for a little bit of a lap with Hirakram as he's on the back end of Obi-Wan down this start-finish straight. Running it wide then into Paddock Hill Bend. Tricky corner this one. So easy to run it out wide. P1 Obi-Wan doing just that. He does keep it in a straight line, but it's going to wreck his lap. Almost caught out Hirakram as well. Through Druids then, the hairpin down towards Graham Hill Bend. Again, quite easy to run out wide on the exit of that. Great big AstroTurf on the exit. It's that plastic grating. So here we would usually go left through Surtees, but instead we suddenly took right. I forget what Sterling is it, that corner? I forget. And then back onto Clark Curve, and that is a lap of the Indy circuit at Brands Hatch. Again, not a lot to it really. Hirakram still with that pole. Nobody's been able to take that off him yet. Dylan getting quicker though, 46.4 on lap 5 there. Dizzy unable to go quicker. Don just going a little bit quicker there. He's put in a 46.5, so moves up to 4th position on the grid. Boskov 5th, 46.5. V-Show 6, a 46.6. GTP Toby still on his 46.6, not able to go quicker yet. 46.7 still for LFC fan. 46.7 still for Mocking Weeks. Manny just going quicker, 46.8 there on lap 7. And Obi-Wan 46.9. So yeah, race 1, the one make race, and then we jump into race 2, which is a free choice of the GR4 car. A few Ferraris, a couple of, what have we got, McLarens, we've got a Lexus, a couple of Hyundais. Is that it? There's bound to be something else that I've forgotten. Still only just halfway through this quali. Look at all the laps they've put in. Look, Hirakram just sticking his 10th in there, starting his 11th. Nice. Shared to IGTSH Facebook page. Thank you very much, my friend. Big shout out to all the IGTSH boys. Independent GT Sport Hungary. If you're in the region, go hit them up, get some racing on the go. Dizzy then just going quicker, 46.4 on lap 7. He gets himself into second. Dylan pushed down to third now. Just on an out lap, fresh set of tyres on board for him. Obi-Wan going quicker, 46.5. He was last on the grid a minute ago. Lap 10 though, 46.5 for him. Oh, he's just been pushed down again. Who's just jumped in front? Manny, 46.5 as well. So he takes fourth for the time being. And we've still got 6 minutes of qualifying left. Yeah, there's Obi's 46.5. Any quicker? No, 46.8 that one. 46.5 still for Don. Boskov pushed a little bit further down now, down to 7th, 46.5 for him. Visho in 8th. His fast lap not showing up, but what is he? 0.3 back from race leader, so that puts him on about a 46.5, 46.6. Still with GTP Toby as well, who's got a 46.6 as well, so that puts Visho right smack bang in that 46.6 category. LFC fan, half a second down from race leader, so he's on about a 46.7, 46.8. Mocking Weeks then, still lap 2, 46.7 for him. Can he go quicker? What's the time? 43, 45, 46. Does go quicker, 46.5, moves up a couple of positions into 8th. Boskov though, Boskov 46.254 he's just going to put in. 300ths quicker than Hirokram's time. Hirokram still out on track though, few minutes left of qualifying. You'll see some good battles around here tonight. Hirokram comes in the pits then. He wants fresh tyres to try and regain that pole. Slow lap this time for Boskov. He doesn't need to fret too much. He's got himself up into first place on the grid. 3.5 minutes left of qualifying. Racing for Team Michelin with the great big Michelin man stuck on the side. Rocking the Independent GT livery as well. Independent GT SH. Hirokram driving for Team Tour then, Team Oliver Racing. Again, Boskov and Hirokram starting to pull a bit of a gap away at the front of the championship. Again, if they sit like this, they're going to pull an even bigger gap. First and second on the grid, they might be able to get away quite well. See how they get on a race 2. Reverse grid. Someone just restarting after getting it wrong. There we go. It's LFC fan. Dylan then 4th. Manny in 5th. Obi-Wan just coming back out of the pits. Fresh set of boots on for him. Last chance saloon for Obi-Wan to try and better that lap time at the minute. Don, is he just staying out of the way or is he parking up? Not too sure. 7th though, 46.5 for him. Mocking in that 8th place. Visho in 9th. GTP Toby all the way down in 10th. And LFC fan now 11th. Boskov, fresh set of boots on for him. He's going for it again. Dylan driving for Infinity Decals. Who are you for, Dizzy? Apart from Dark Smoker, Monster. Manny also on the... Oh, I'm not sure who you're racing for, Manny. Samsung, there you go. That'll be the one. Digital Car Culture team for Obi-Wan. Don also racing for Infinity Decals, so the same green livery as P1 Dylan. Mocking Weeks driving for Red Bull. V-Show, who's V-Show driving for? I forget again. That's not a good view. Is it Pirelli? Who are you driving for? Come on. Team Oliver Racing. GTP Toby, you are team... Come on, let me see the side of that car. We are Driven. And LFC Fan. Also Michelin, I believe. There you go, yeah. So 30 seconds of quali, 20 seconds of quali left. Boskov still holding that pole then. Hirakram not been able to regain that position just yet. They will get to finish their laps off. Dylan third, 46.3, going a little bit quicker. Dizzy then fourth. So he just jumps in front of Diz, then Dylan. Manny holding that fifth position at the minute. Obi holding sixth. Don in seventh, not putting any more laps in for Don. Then Mocking Weeks also pulled over. V-Show hot on the tail of Toby. A little bit slow this lap though, so I don't think he's going to improve. Toby then in 10th. V-Show 9th, Toby 10th, and LFC Fan 11th. Toby or V-Show able to go quicker? No. Will be grid order then. Boskov on pole, Hirakram at second. There we go, 5 seconds till race one start. 30-minute blast round, Brands Hatch Indy. You've seen they've been able to get a shed load of laps in 15 minutes. And then we jump, after this race, jump into the full GP circuit, same track at Brands Hatch. Everybody giving us a little flash of the lights. Here we go then. Boskov on pole. Does everybody keep it clean into turn one? It's the perfect place to have a little bit of a smoshing into the sandpit, that's for sure. They're away now then. Boskov gets a good start. Hirakram also pulling up alongside him. Trying to drive out around the outside there. Dylan now looking up the inside though of Hirakram as they come into Druids. Can he hold his own down into Graham Hill? Yes he can, so he keeps the inside line through there. Nowhere for Dylan to go. Background, everyone still vying for position, trying to make a move. LFC Fan in the background trying to go around the outside of Mocking Weeks, I think, just there. That's the wrong key. That's what you're meant to be pressing. So, rounding the final turn to end lap one already then. Boskov out front, Hirakram first, Hirakram second, Dylan third. Dizzy fourth, Don fifth, Manny in sixth, Obi-Wan seventh, Mocking Weeks in eighth, GTP Toby in ninth, V-Show 10th, and LFC Fan 11th. Can they keep it all bunched together? On board with Boskov then with the chasing pack behind. Let's change that camera up a little bit, see what's going on. Just starting to stretch out, two little groups appearing. Through to end lap two then. Chris giving the shouts to everyone, good luck. Let's go IGTSH Boskov. He's doing well so far. See how he holds on later on when these tyres are squealing at him a little bit. Has to go a little bit defensive into Druids. Hirakram right up his chuff alongside Dylan. Top three then pulled a little bit of a gap from the drivers behind, almost a second back to Dizzy. He's got a Don for company as well, and then there's another little bit of a gap back to Manny in sixth. just a second back himself is Manny. And he's got an Obi-Wan, a Mocking Weeks, a Toby, a V-Show and an LFC pretty close behind him. Oh, there's a fight going on here. Mocking Weeks then just gets his nose up the inside of Obi-Wan. Got GTP Toby trying to come through here as well. We've got in the background, we've got V-Show trying to look through. Obi-Wan holds that line. Don't run it too wide. GTP Toby carrying some good speed through there. So it gets past Mocking Weeks. Just chucks himself in front as they get to the apex of Druids. V-Show also looking to run around the outside and hold his nose down into Graham Hill, but it's not worked. He's had to drop himself back into 10th. Still under pressure from LFC fan. Back up front then. Hirokram has managed to get past. Little mistake from Boskov has cost him the lead so far. Early on in this race though. 3 minutes in. 4 laps completed. Dylan still in third then. These top 3 had a real good battle last week. Was it Mocking Weeks? Oh no, I think it was Dylan. Can Boskov get it back from Hirokram? He needs to start winning a couple of races to try and claw those extra points back over Hirokram. If he can get first and Hirokram second, although it's not much of an advantage, it's every little helps, as they say in Tesco's land. Or is it Sainsbury's? Who knows? So Dizzy slowly closing that gap on the top 3. 0.6 of a second back. He'll get a little bit of a toe down that short straight. Though they will also be gaining a toe. Hirokram is actually pulling a tiny bit of a gap from Boskov. I think Boskov's got a little bit of a worry with Dylan quite so close. Well, not so much. He has closed that gap back up on Hirokram. He's not managed to stretch it out too far then. Dylan still third, Dizzy fourth. Don just in between the 2 packs at the minute, trying to hunt down those top 4, but stay out of the way of the pack behind him. Got Manny still in 6th, just in front of this pack. Obi-Wan 7th, Toby in 8th, Mocking Weeks in 9th, V-Show 10th. LFC fan is dropped back a little bit, a couple of seconds down. Bit of work to do for LFC fan to close back up on that pack then. Top 4. All together now. There they are. Dizzy has closed right up on Dylan. A little bit wide there for Hirokram, not enough to slow him down too much. Through this final turn, Hirokram getting a little bit squirrely through there. Boskov closing right up, just has to brake a little bit longer than he wanted to. Gaps starting to slowly develop then. Tiny mistakes creeping in from each driver. It's costing them just a little bit of time. You can see the gap just between Dylan and Boskov stretched a tiny bit. I don't think you'll see Dizzy and Dylan fight it out too much. If Dizzy's quicker, I'm sure Dylan will probably let him through. They're both from this. Oh, Hirokram going wide through Graham Hill. Allows Boskov to close that gap right up on him. And again here, can he hold the speed? Can he make a move on Hirokram down this start-finish straight? It's not that long of a straight. Can get it done, but Hirokram holding that inside line, not giving Boskov any sort of chance to look down the inside there. That's where you see people go for it. Straight out of Graham Hill, straight out of Clark Curve and dip the nose up the inside along pit wall. Hirokram very wise to that. Boskov then looks around the outside. Fortunately, runs a tiny bit wide onto the marbles, brings Dylan back into the frame. Keeps it on track this time, Hirokram. Boskov again closing up towards him as they come into these last couple of turns. Dylan also dragging himself right back onto the rear bumper of Boskov. Dizzy just been dropped off this fight at the minute, but there's about a second between himself and Dylan. Maybe a tiny little mistake from the 4th place man. Again, Hirakram hugging that inside line along pit wall. Oh, Boskov thought about a late dive up the inside. It would have been costly. Hirakram's had to go defensive late. Top three all bunched up again. It's just allowing Dizzy to close back up on these three. Can Hirakram fend these two attacking drivers off for the next 22.5 minutes? The tyres will start getting tired. Their arms will start getting tired. Their brains will start getting tired. Dizzy holding that fourth then, again just in a bit of no man's land between himself and Don. Don also, well, I say he was in no man's land. Manny has actually made a little bit of a break from that attacking pack behind. He's in sixth, but only a second back from Don, so we'll start gaining a bit of a tow. Just in the background, Obi-Wan and Toby having a little bit of a fight there. Toby dips a wheel on the sand, that slowed him right down. V-Show and Mocking Weeks have taken advantage of that and slipped one at the inside at Druids. Toby then pushed down to 10th. LFC fan unfortunately losing a tiny bit more time. 3.5 seconds down. He's not getting a tow from any of these drivers, so oh, he's gone a little bit wiggly through Graham Hill as well. That's going to lose him a bit more time. He's driving that car hard, I think, trying to close the gap up. Yeah, it's lost him about 0.4, 0.5 of a second, unfortunately. Back up front then, Hirakram still got the lead. Boskov second, Dylan third. Dizzy doing everything he can to try and close this gap up. Don doing the same thing. Manny has closed right up on Don now. It could be a good battle for fifth kicking off. If they work together a little bit, maybe down the whatever straights they have got a chance to give it a go, they could possibly help each other along towards this top three. Absolutely neck and neck, these three. Again, Dizzy just in the background. He's keeping pace with them, but that little mistake has just cost him the gap that you can see. And now he's fighting to get back up. In the background, there is Don and Manny, real close together now. Just half a second in it between the 5th and 6th place man. There's Obi-Wan trying to close up as well. Still real tight at this back half of the field. Obi-Wan, V-Show, Mocking and Toby still fighting it out for 8th, 9th and 10th. LFC fan, yeah, look, lost another bit of time. 4.5 seconds down now. Trying to cut those turns. Still on between these three then. Hirakram still holding a tiny bit of a lead, only 0.4 of a second, so not out of the danger zone. Boskov and Dylan just holding their positions at the minute. Again, can be a tricky circuit to overtake on this one. Through they come then to end off lap 14. Still have 19 minutes remaining as they cross the line. Oh, Boskov's gone a little bit wide through there, dips a wheel on the sand. It's cost him a bit of time to Hirakram, brought Dylan right up under his rear wing. Again, nowhere to really make a move here apart from that start-finish straight or a mistake. Go. Hirakram just got 0.7 of a second. He needs to make another couple of tenths to be able to break that toe. Boskov and Dylan aren't going to let him get away, that's for sure. You might even see them working together if they absolutely have to. Rivals on track, but obviously if it means there could be a first on the cards instead of a second or a third, I'm sure they will work together. Still 0.7. just comes down a little bit there. Boskov dragging himself and Dylan slightly closer to Hirakram. Dizzy in the background still just 1.6 seconds down. Don 2.8 seconds back. Still got Manny for company. Obi does look like he's closing up now. He's managed to make a break from that fighting pack behind. It's only 1.6 seconds down. Still, V-Show's only at 1.1 seconds back as well. Still with Toby and Mocking Weeks. Toby actually getting past Mocking Weeks. Up another position then. LFC fan ghosting out, unfortunately. That might just be the way we see LFC's race 1 end. Oh, he's got to go for some reason. Okay, fair enough. Well, at least he's let us know. He's not just gone for the old rage quit or something, but we don't mind if you ghost out or park in the pits or anything like that. We just don't like people quitting the lobbies. Hirakram then still holding that 0.7 of a second lead from Boskov. You can see it there. Again, tyre wear just starting to show up a little bit. Boskov still having to go a little bit defensive from the attacks of Dylan. Goes tight into the apex at Druids. Dylan all over the back end of him. Where are we going to see Dylan make a move? Oh, gotta be careful. Mid-rears, these Renaults, a little bit tricky to handle when they decide they want to let go. Everyone took it over to that right hand side. You can see Hirakram in front, not took it into the pit wall then. Boskov giving it a go. Dylan took a little bit of a look down the inside. Boskov's gone a little bit wide through there, left the door open for Dylan. Dylan's going to sneak up the inside at Druids. Oh, he might have gone deep himself, which gives Boskov a look back up the inside there. But if they can keep the speed up, it's going to be side by side through Graham Hill at the bottom of the hill. And it is side by side. Much respect given between these two boys. Boskov looks like he's carrying a bit more speed. He is. Gets himself back in front to second. Great little bit of racing between those two. Again, that is just all working in Hirakram's favour. He's now 1.6 seconds in front of Boskov. And again, Dylan already looking around the outside of Boskov as they come down the start-finish straight. Is he going to go for the same move? Maybe try and get up the inside again here. A little bit sideways. He has just got a wheel up the inside. And he goes, holds his line. Again now Boskov just got the inside line for this next turn. Oh, wrong driver, and keeps that second position. It's good attacks by Dylan, but it's some good defending by Boskov. Dizzy now all over the back of these two. That fourth place driver has got a bit in his teeth now that these two have been battling. He's got someone he can have a go at. And again, Hirakram stretching out even further. 2.3 second lead. This is not working out well for Boskov's championship hopes either. He's given his main rival more and more space, more and more points. Dylan not able to make an attack this time. Again, just got Dizzy waiting around. Couple of tenths to make up before he's right under Dylan's rear wing. It's starting to get good, isn't it? There's Dylan all over the back of Boskov again. Oh, someone's spinning round. Sorry, people, we've got to go and see who's that. V-Show's got it wrong through Surtees and into the final turn. All the way down at the back of the pack. He's going to be about 10 seconds off by the time he's up to speed. Oh, what a shame for V-Show. I don't know if there was any contact. I just saw a spinning triangle on track. There is race leader. So try and find out what happened to V-Show in the break. Hirakram then. 2.7 seconds lead. Boskov still holding second from Dylan. They've had a real good punch up the last couple of laps. Dizzy still right there waiting. Dylan thought about chucking one up the inside down the straight, but wasn't quite enough room for him, I don't think. Again, trying to get his nose up the inside. Now switches to the outside after Boskov goes defensive. Again, not able to chuck one around the outside. Boskov holding it down into Graham Hill as well. Dizzy looking for any way past. Don then in 5th, just losing a bit more time to the top 4. He's pulled a little bit of time back from Manny. Manny's actually coming under more pressure from Obi-Wan in the background, who has still got GTP Toby and Mocking Weeks not that far back, just a second gap between 7th and 8th. Unfortunately, it is 9.5 seconds back to V-Show then after his off-track action. There you go. Boskov still under attack from Dylan. From what I can see, there's not even been a touching of cars here. I don't think they've actually traded paint yet, as close as it's been. Boskov holds that tight line. He's not going to allow Dylan any kind of chance to sling one up the inside here. You see him took it straight over to the right hand side and hold that position all the way down the straight with Dylan quite so close. Slings himself out wide again, Dylan. Has he? No, Boskov holding that line again. Defensive into Druids. Still Dylan looking for a way through then. Bit of a mistake from Boskov. Dylan's had to try and run around the outside, keeps himself in touch. Dizzy just keeping himself there. What is he, 0.6 of a second back? No other real fights kicking off at the minute. Oh, what's happened to Toby? Mocking's up to 8. Toby 6 seconds down in 9th. That brings V-Show someone to play with. He's only 3.5 seconds behind Toby now. Toby get it wrong through Graham Hill. Get it all spinning around backwards. Maybe Hirakram then race leader. 3.9 seconds up the road. Dylan then gets a real good run on Boskov into Druids. Boskov still got his nose up the inside into Graham Hill. Can Dylan now run it around the outside and hold the speed? He's just got it. Who's going to win out here as they go through these tricky last couple of turns? Boskov takes it, does he? No, he doesn't. Dylan's still up the inside there. Dizzy might just be able to follow one of these drivers through in a sneaker position here. Oh my God, that's so close. As Dylan, oh no, Boskov gets it in front by a absolute cigarette paper's worth. Holds that position then. Dylan still 3rd. Dizzy right under the rear wing of Dylan now though. And this battling looks like it's also bringing Don a little bit closer to this fight. So the 5th place man, yeah, definitely getting ever so closer. Let me just flick back to... Yeah, he's only 1.4 back now from Dizzy. It was a good 3.5 seconds. In fact, we'll stick on board with Dizzy as we can watch this fight in front. Still Dylan unable to get past Boskov. Dizzy has slowly closed the gap back up on these two. I think he's just waiting for one of them to get go spinning round or lose it. Some tight racing between them. He's not actually getting involved in the battle as such. Doesn't need to. These two battling in front is just keeping him where he needs to be. A little bit of gap developed again between Dizzy and Don, just stretched out a tiny bit. Still kicking off here then for this second position fight. Boskov goes a little bit deep. Dylan closes up again, but still nowhere to go. Enough enough of a gap for Boskov to risk the outside line into Paddock Hill. Dillon getting a little bit sideways through there. Dizzy almost making a move on him. Absolutely nothing in it. Hirokram, he's got to be about 5 seconds up the road now. There you go, 5.6 second lead. There it is. There you can see the gap between them. These boys just coming around that final turn, then onto this start finish straight. Still under pressure from Dillon then is Boskov. Does he fold under pressure? Does he? I don't know, what kind of driver is he? Be holding his own at the minute. Unfortunately, it is just costing him more and more time to race leader Hirokram. Tyres starting to show their way. You can see Hirokram's tyres, not a lot on them, versus the boys behind who've been thrashing them, trying to stay ahead of each other. Anybody else close on track? Let's have a quick flick through. Still a good second and a half between Manny and Obi-Wan. Also 2.8 seconds back from Don. Can Weeks just a second. 1.2 back from Obi-Wan himself. Toby, unfortunately, after a bit of off-track action, and V-Show a bit further down the road. A little bit of a gap between those. 3.5 seconds still. Right, Hirokram, you're not getting much more coverage in this race because you're just too far in front. 6 minutes remaining in race 1 then. 24 minutes we've been blasting round Brands Hatch Indy circuit. Boskov and Dillon have had a real good battle all the way through. And we're pretty much with Hirokram as well for, I'd say, probably about half of it. Then Hirokram just managed to get a little bit of a stretch out in front. Dillon's been attacking Boskov, which has slowed them all down, and Hirokram's just managed to pull away. Now Dizzy's looking at a podium position if he can get past one of these two. Don again looking to close up on that little pack in front, just 1.5 seconds down again if they keep battling. Bring him closer in, pull the big gap from Manny, then 3.1 seconds over 6th place. 1.5 back still to Obi, another 1.5 back to Mockin, 6.7 back to Toby, 3.1. Pulled a little bit of time back then, V-Show. There's a visible gap, look, between those lot. Four and a half minutes remaining then. Boskov holding that second position. Dillon been fighting to get past him for, well, 26 minutes pretty much so far. He has made it past, but only to have Boskov come back at him right at the very next corner. Again, Dizzy might just be quite happy with fourth, sit himself in that 4th position. Okay, if these boys make a mistake in front. Here goes Dillon around the outside, down the start-finish straight. Again, side by side, real close contact driving, no damage between them. Can Dillon hold his nose down the inside here? It's coming to the end of the race. Boskov almost runs Dillon off track. Dillon holds onto it again though. Again, Dizzy just tucked under the rear wing. Don is closing that gap up. 0.4 of a second he's gained on these top 3. So coming to the end of the race, Dillon looking for a way past them. Tucking that pit wall for Boskov. Still holding that line then. Dillon trying to go around the outside again. Dizzy trying to sneak up the inside of Dylan there. He's with Dylan trying to run around the outside. He's just left the door wide open for Dizzy to try and follow Boskov. Didn't quite work out for him. Boskov still holds that second, then Dylan third, Dizzy fourth. Again, Don just slowly creeping up on these three. Boskov and Dylan though, real good battle between these two. Dizzy's not really put any kind of threat on them. I think he's just quite comfortable to sit in that fourth position. Take the points for race one. Again, up the outside through there. Not close enough to hold his nose around the outside this time. Again, runs a tiny bit wide. 2 minutes remaining then. Nearly 7 seconds out front. There he is. Boskov, Dylan and Dizzy now battling it out for second, third and fourth. Don just a second back now as well. He'll start getting the effects of the toe through here soon. Dylan looking to get his nose up the inside early through Paddock Hill Bend. Didn't work out. Dizzy in the background again is looking to sneak one up the inside of Dylan here. He's got his nose in. He's not going to be able to carry the speed down the hill. Dylan keeps in third then. Dizzy fourth. Boskov still second. They are going to see 2 more laps. Race leader Hirakram now 7.1 seconds out front. 1 minute left on the clock. Again, Dylan all over the back end of Boskov down here. Again, looking to run around the outside through turn 1. Doesn't work out. Looking to carry more speed up into Druids. Boskov goes defensive again. Just looking to run around the outside at Druids by the looks of things and keep his nose up the inside into this turn here, Graham Hill Bend. Oh, he's got a little bit wide. Slows him down a tiny bit. Still well within touch of an attack on Boskov. Again, Dizzy just hanging about. Don is right up in this fight now. 0.5 of a second. One more lap across the line. Dizzy chucks himself out looking for a bit of a way past Dylan. Doesn't work. It's on then. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. This does become final lap now. It's now or never for these drivers. 3 more turns left for them. Boskov's got a little bit of glitching going on all of a sudden. I don't know what's happening in there. But let's just have ourselves a look at race winner Hirakram. 7.5 seconds. It's going to be more by the time he crosses the line. Takes the win then. 7.7 seconds. Boskov looks like he's going to take second. I don't think Don's going to be able to get past him. No, so Boskov takes second. Dylan third. Dizzy fourth. Don fifth. Real close by the end. Manny takes 6th. Obi-Wan 7th. Mocking Week's going to come home in 8th. GTP Toby and V-Show already crossed the line. And unfortunately we lost LFC Fan early on. So, nice comfortable win in the end then for Hirakram. Again, fastest lap, clean race, victory. Thank you very much. Points, 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 he's thinking. My coffee's got the tiniest bit of heat in it, so excuse me while I just glug it. Glugged. Yeah, first half of that one we had Hirakram, Boskov and Dylan neck and neck, literally bumper to bumper through majority of the turns. Tiny bit of a gap grew between Hirakram and Boskov. Dylan started attacking, just gave Hirakram a bit more time. And then right at the end there, Dylan and Don all over the back of the second and third place man. So there'll be a little bit of a break. I'm not sure. It might be 10 o'clock. Yes, it is. There you go. Mocking weeks then. Race 2 starting at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or wherever the hell you were. Yeah, real clean racing. Real clean racing. That's what we expect to see in Fusion. This is like the Premier League of the MRCs GTTCC. So, you know, we don't expect a ram fest. You want to do that, go find another sim racing group. Go join the dailies, maniacs. So, just while we've got a little bit of a break. Always get my little advert in. Okay, Boskov apologised to Dylan. I don't know what for. Oh, that's what that was for, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Dylan. Dylan noticed it as well, that Boskov started to glitch right at the end there. Clean up until literally the last couple of laps. Bizarre. Someone's binge watching Netflix, aren't they? That shouldn't be. Get your missus off that vampire, zombie, whatever she's watching series. More serious things afoot. Yeah, that might have made it a little bit tricky for Dylan right at the end there. Not quite knowing where Boskov was going to be. Can make it a bit tricky. Dill. No, it wasn't just you, mate. No, that is P1 Dylan in the chat there. No, I saw it as well, mate. Literally, last couple of laps, it was bizarre. Yo! Anyway, Dylan, how you doing? Why is Dizzy saying ouch? We changed the track. Yeah. This is race 2. Full GP circuit tonight for race 2. Has everyone changed car? Have we got 15 people still in a... not that we've got 15 people in the lobby. Still in a Renault. Has been known people have forgotten to change car. Talking about hard to keep up with these aliens. You're one of the bloody aliens. Give me that waffle. Alright, let's see if we can find a driver on track there for a little bit of a lap round. Full GP circuit. Let's get ourselves on with, oh, it's the man himself, Boskov. Oh, he's pulling over. Boskov, no. Why would you do that to me? Okay, we're going to go on board with GTP Toby then. So through Paddock Hill Bend, as we would have. Oh, maybe it's not going to be GTP Toby either. Okay, Obi-Wan. Come on, Obi-Wan. So through Paddock Hill Bend into Druids. Again, it's going to be a little bit tricky swapping cars. Trying to drive the same corners at the same speed. Cars feel a little bit different. Through Graham Hill then, and this is where we switch back to the GP circuit. So full left round Surtees. That's where we would have cut off in race 1. and onto this GP circuit. Great big long straight then. Heading down Pilgrim's Drop, under the bridge, back up towards Hawthorns. Through the right-hander, carry a fair bit of speed through there. You've got to be careful. This back half of the circuit will bite you if you get it wrong. You can see all the grass just waiting to grab a wheel, spin you round, especially coming up the hill here through Sheen Curve. A lot of drivers getting this turn wrong. You can see it just cuts in a little bit. Drivers not quite expecting that second sort of little turn in. Try and carry a bit too much speed through there, through Stirling's. Down this back straight, then back under the second bridge and round back onto Clark Curve we've seen tonight. And that is the full GP experience right there. So another 30 minutes. Got about another 5 minutes to wait before that kicks off. Big shout out to all the new subscribers as well. I think 5 in the last week. For some reason it's not showing me who you are. If your Facebook's a private, sorry, your Facebook's, if your YouTube's is on private, then I don't get to see, so I can't give you a shout out. See if I can see. I say I have been looking at me notifications. It's not like I ignore them. No. See, 3 days ago, no new subscribers. Not telling me. 4 days ago, no. I don't know. I don't know who you are. Reveal yourselves. Three more minutes then till race 2. Reverse grid as well. See how the fast boys from race 1 get on in race 2. Again, can just make it a little bit tricky. I mean, everyone was pretty much on the pace there. LFC fan unfortunately unable to get back in time for race 2 by the looks of things. Whatever's kicked off at his end, he has to go and deal with that. So, like I say, he's not rage quit. He's just sorry, he's had to go. And that's it. That's all we need to know. Dizzy doesn't look like he's happy with the GP circuit. We'll see how he gets on. So, halfway point in the GTTCC, which if you didn't know means Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. It's hosted by MRC or Mature Racing Club on Facebook if you fancy getting involved. Again, we're halfway through the season, but there's probably a space or two, reserve drivers, that kind of thing, if you wanted to get in. And it is in leagues as well. I think there's 6 or 7 leagues, and you put times in, and you get distributed into your lobbies. And that's you. But if you're sandbagging, and we see that you're too fast in, rookies, then you get moved up. It's top four every season get moved up a league, and the bottom 4 get demoted, just like the football. So it does keep it reasonably fair. Again, you've got all the fast boys up in Fusion here that you're watching with me. I've got the elites, we've got Elite 1, Elite 2, we've got pros, pro-ams, rookies. I forget how many leagues there are. There's loads of them. All get commentary over as well. Not all live. Some of it's post race. Yeah, we try and get commentary on all of it. Yeah, massive league this one. I think it's 100 plus drivers. Oh, let's get ourselves in. I'm not looking. Come on. Race 2 time then. Full GP circuit. Good selection of cars on track for this one as well. Oh, that's what we've got. Some GT86s from Toby and V-Show. Who else is in a GT86? Is it Hirakram? Could be. Is he in a Hyundai? I forget. I think he's in a Hyundai. It might have been LFC fan, but we're not going to see him in race 2, unfortunately. So everyone smashing their revs up, getting ready to start for race 2. GR4 class again. They're away. Oh, it's not a great start from Obi-Wan. Don getting a great start, making up a position. V-Show trying to hold the line into turn 1. Mocking Weeks looking for a way past in the Ferrari. It's gone a little bit wide. Can Toby get one up the inside? He does. Holds on to his second position then. Mocking Weeks, on those cold tyres, gets nudged a little bit wide. He should just hold on to that third though. He does, just in front of 4th place Manny. Don also in a Ferrari in 5th. Dylan 6. What are you in? Also a Ferrari. Dizzy in 7th. Dizzy's gone for the Hyundai. McLaren of Boskov. We have got a is it a Hyundai for Hirakram as well? Come on, give me a close-up of the front of his car. Yes, it is. And then Obi-Wan in another McLaren, still bumper to bumper as they head through Hawthorns on lap 1. V-Show holds the lead then, Toby second. Mocking Weeks still holding third. Those Ferraris all in a line. Have they got anything for the GT86s up front? All P1 drivers in the Ferraris as well. I think we need to get ourselves on board with a little bit of a battle here between V-Show and Toby. Toby looking for a way past for the race lead. Or are they actually working together to try and pull a bit of a gap from those drivers behind? Possibly. Let's get ourselves on board with Toby, see if there's any nudge-a-thon going on. We don't mind a bit of nudge-a-thon. Drafting is allowed, just not in qualifying. So is he going to give V-Show a tiny little nudge up this next straight? Mocking Weeks just trying to keep himself in touch. A little bit of a gap developed. Again, no chance of a bump draft up here. V-Show already got a tiny bit of a gap over Toby. So Mocking holding that third. Manny all over the back of him for 4th. Don in 5th. Dylan 6th. Dizzy in 7th. Got Boskov in 8th. Hirakram 9th. Obi-Wan in 10th. Hirakram looking for a way past Boskov. Try to go up the inside into Sheen. Again, absolutely neck and neck still, these boys. V-Show then still holding the lead. Toby second. Looks like the Ferraris just haven't got the legs on the GT86s out front. They do sound good though, the old Ferraris. Let's get ourselves on board with a Mocking Weeks. There is the gap between 3rd and 2nd. 1.5 seconds already. We're only into lap 3. There's the attacking pack behind. Still pretty close. V-Show and Toby then, the 2 Toyotas. Pulling away from 3rd place man. Oh, he's made up a 10th actually. Mocking Weeks got down to 1.4. Ferrari boys need to start working together as well. Don and Dylan in 5th and 6th, both driving for Infinity Decals. Dizzy 7th. Samsung, I believe, for Diz. Boskov in 8th. So Boskov and Hirakram both trying to get through this field, but not working out for him so far. Obi-Wan's lost a bit of time. Unfortunately, he now sits at the back of the pack. Still Visho and Toby out front. Mockin trying to hang on to these two. Still gap at 1.4, 1.5. Got these battling Ferraris behind. We've got a fight going on between Don and Dylan. Tightly packed in this midfield then. Still just a second back from Hirakram. He will get a toe, but so will Hirakram, so it won't benefit Obi-Wan as much as he wants. If he falls out of that slipstream range, as we saw in race 1 with LFC Fan, you just end up losing more and more time, unfortunately. Down for the counts. Yeah, it should be a bit more interesting. There's more chances to get it wrong. Still, those two Toyotas absolutely neck and neck. There's that big gaggle of Ferraris behind as well. They're just starting to stretch open a little bit. Locking Weeks has pulled a tiny bit of gap over Manny. Manny's under threat from Dylan though. Holds his line into Paddock Hill. Everybody keeping it on track through there. Manny still having to go a bit defensive. Oh, Boskov tried to sling one up the inside of Dizzy there. Didn't quite work out. Hirakram's had to go wide through Druids. That slowed him down loads. Falls off the back of Boskov. Championship rival. Puts himself under pressure from Obi-Wan as they come on through Surtees and onto this long straight up towards Hawthorns. Bit of work to do for Hirakram then. Two Toyotas still stretching their legs out front. 1.9 seconds the gap over Mocking Weeks in third. He's also got a bit of time now over Dylan. Dylan and Don getting themselves past Manny. Manny pushed down to 6th now then. Was 4th. Dizzy holding 7th. Boskov all over the rear end of him. Squirrely under braking for Boskov behind Dizzy there. Again, just putting his car in the middle. Nowhere for Boskov to go. Hirakram's closed that gap back up on him. Dragged Dizzy along. Dragged Obi-Wan along with him. Dizzy now still going defensive from Boskov. Hirakram right up the chuff as well. Hirakram looking to make a move up the inside. No. Swings himself back over. Boskov going defensive, as is Dizzy. Obi-Wan is also right up in this fight as well. Good battle here at the back of the pack. Visho and Toby still bumper to bumper. 2 seconds over Mocking Weeks in third. And he has now got Dylan slowly closing up on him. Pulled a bit of time over Don in 5th. Still got Manny for company in 6th. And then there is the battle behind Dizzy, Boskov, Hirakram and Obi-Wan. Still having a punch up for 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. Oh, Boskov going very deep there. Obi-Wan looking for a way past Hirakram. So close between those lot at the back. I'm interested to see when we're going to see Toby make a move on Visho up front as well. Just starting to stretch out now then. Almost 10 minutes into this race. And he's still holding 6. Boskov in the background. Just gets his nose up the inside of Dizzy. Hirakram looking for a move as well. There's contact. Hirakram slowed down, giving Boskov the position. Unfortunately, that's Valiant. You're a bit late. Yeah, that's cost Dizzy. He had nowhere to go in that little bit of action there. Boskov and Hirakram, or Boskov was sideways across the track, and Hirakram had slowed down to give him the position back. Dizzy got caught up in it, and Obi-Wan. Oh, what's happened to Manny? What's happened to Manny? Dropped all the way back to 10th. Little mistake kicked in from Manny then. He's now 3.7 seconds back from Obi-Wan, unfortunately. Still kicking off in front. Dizzy wants that position back off Hirakram. Boskov then, can he now stretch his legs, try and close the gap up on those drivers in front? Can Hirakram keep him in check? Come back and check on that. Here they are then, the two Toyotas out front. Visho first, GTP Toby second. Mocking Weeks still just 2 seconds back. Hyundai is a bit quick. Yeah, Crease, the Hyundai is quite quick. Maybe he's been doing alright in the other races. Still giving the shouts out though, Crease. Here is Boskov then. Just 1.6 seconds off 5th place. And he has got a Hirakram all over the rear end of him, so they are taking this fight into race 2 as well. But as Crease has just said, the Hyundai is a little bit OP or overpowered. Can Boskov's McLaren defend? He's having to go tight to the inside to stop an attack. Hirakram trying to run around the outside through Hawthorns. Plenty of space given. Boskov just holds it. Hirakram tried to get his nose up the inside as they run up the hill. Looks like this is going to turn into another good fight here. Obi-Wan still tucked under the rear bumper. Dizzy trying to get himself back in this fight. Manny unfortunately now 6 seconds down. Right, the two Toyotas. We see Toby have a little look up the inside of Visho there. Coming up to this halfway mark. Still neck and neck, possibly are working together to try and pull a bit of time over Mocky Weeks in 3rd. And he has got Dylan closed up on him. Are they going to work together to try and close up on the top 2? Or are we going to see Dylan just try and make a move on Mockin and stretch his legs? We'll see. That gap getting smaller and smaller, just half a second in it between Dylan and Mockin. Now 2.5 seconds, 2.1 seconds back to Don. Another 2.2 back to Boskov. Still got Hirakram for company, still got Obi-Wan for company, and still Dizzy just in 9th on the back end of this fight. The glossy all-black Hyundai. Manny in 10th in the Ferrari then, Team Samsung. 6.8 seconds down. Toyota's doing well tonight then in race 2. Oh, I missed that then. Dylan's already made his way past Mocking Weeks. Can he close that gap up on those drivers in front? 3.2 seconds between Dylan and Toby. Mocking Weeks just keeping himself in touch. Don not out of this fight either, holding 5th. Hirakram past Boskov now then. Oh, sorry. Boskov's got it wrong. Boskov's all down into 9th. Maybe a little mistake into Paddock Hill Bend. Oh, he's run a little bit wide through there as well. Down into 9th position then. Hirakram, Obi-Wan and Dizzy have got through. Yeah, I thought Obi-Wan was Boskov for a split second, but nope. Hirakram up into 6th then. He's now 1.7 seconds down from... Oh, sorry, wrong driver. 2.4 down from Don. Bit of work to do. He's got Obi-Wan right in his rear view mirror, tucked right under his rear wing. Dizzy just a second back. Boskov now 1.5 seconds back from Diz. Sorry, 1.2 seconds back from Diz. And Manny, oh, he's lost more time. Oh, I think he's been in the pits actually. Yes, he has. He's on an outlap, so fresh set of racing super softs on board for him. Thrash the pants out of those for the next 15 minutes. Yeah, we did miss the accident. Sorry, mate. I guarantee it was on this turn here. Looks like Boskov's taking his time through it this lap. Manny then 10th, a long way down. Yeah, here they go, the Toyotas. Losing a bit of time to Dylan then in this second half of the race. Gap down to 1 point. I did see 1.6, 1.7. It's back up to 1.9 now. Dylan is actually starting to make a dent into those two Ferraris up front. He's pulled a bit of time over mocking weeks as well. Fastest sector from him. So he really is pushing it hard now then. Hirakram all over the back end of Don. Sneaks up the inside for 5th. Little mistake set in for Don then. Slowed him right down, allowed Hirakram past. Obi-Wan just in the background as well. Dizzy holding 8th. Boskov slowly closing that gap back up on the 8th place man. 13.5 minutes remaining for Boskov to try and get himself back in the fight, try and close that gap back up on Hirakram. Not lose too many points in the championship to him. Visho then still holding first. Toby quite comfortably sitting in 2nd. Fair play, Chris, fair play. Got a couple of good results in Elite 1. Valtteri for IGTSH takes first, and is that P4 for IGTSH? Audi Ferry, yeah it is. Look at these two though, this is how they've been since race start. But just look in the background how close that little yellow Ferrari is on the back end of these two. Now 1.5 seconds back, let's get ourselves on board. See that gap. Can he bring it down anymore? Are the two Toyotas going to work together to try and keep themselves in front? Oh, a little bit wide there for Dylan. Keeps the gap at 1.5. Oh, he's gone wide, he's gone backwards. Oh, he's into the pit wall, no damage, but that's going to slow him down massively. Mocking Week's going to come piling through then. Hirakram as well is going to be carrying good speed. Not close enough to make a move on Dylan, but closes that gap up. Oof, also running a bit wide. Oh, Obi-Wan's run a bit wide in the background as well. Here, Boskov as well, picking up the sand. Where's Dizzy? Where's Dizzy gone? Has Dizzy left the room? Dizzy's left the room. What's happened there? So, 3rd place given back to Mocking Weeks, now almost 4 seconds down. Dylan, 4th place, so only losing 1 spot with that little accident. Now he's got all that work to do. He was pushing hard to try and close the gap up on the two Toyotas up front of Visho and Toby, but that tiny mistake was enough. There is Hirakram, championship leader, holding 5th, winner of race 1. Still Still got Don for company in 6th. Obi-Wan just on the back end of that fight as well. Boskov looking to close back up. Lost Dizzy out of that fight, unfortunately. He was just in front of Boskov. Manny just losing more and more time, unfortunately. Looks like there was a bit of contact between Dizzy and Boskov. Oh, Manny, we just catch Manny dipping a wheel on the grass through. Oh, Sheen. And he chucks it in the sand. Oh, what a mistake. Still, there's extra points on the board for Manny. Unfortunate for Dizzy. We'll see if there's any repercussions from that next week. Visho and Toby still bumper to bumper then in the Toyotas. Weeks, unfortunately, just losing more and more time to them. He's losing a bit of time to Dylan behind as well. Hirakram holding that 5th position. That's the gap, just at 1.6 behind Dylan. Chances for Hirakram to make up more points here then. Don still keeping him in check, just 0.8 of a second back, as is Obi 1.8 of a second back. Boskov 1.4 back in 8th. And Manny just seen getting it backwards. Fresh set of tyres to play on though. Oh, gap developed, tiny mistake by Toby. Gap between the 1st and 2nd place drivers now 1.3 seconds. Looks like Toby might have got it wrong through Sheen or the final turn at Clark Curve. That gives Visho a bit of breathing room from the other Toyota behind. Mocking Weeks unfortunately not benefiting from that. Still 3.3 seconds back. Dylan all over the back of him though, 0.7 of a second. Hirakram also got that gap down to just a second between himself and Dylan. Don still 0.8 of a second back. Obi-Wan's closed that gap back up. They are starting to get back together. Top 2 are a little bit too far out front now. But anything's possible here. Little mistake. Boskov 2.4 seconds down from Obi-Wan, who's still looking for a way past Don here. Getting a bit close together in this mid-pack then. Mocking Weeks 3rd, Dylan 4th, Hirakram 5th, Don 6th, Obi-Wan 7th. Can Mocking Weeks hold on to 3rd to the end of the race? About 7.5 minutes remaining. Dylan did close him up in the first half of the race. And get past him, and closing up still. Just 0.3 of a second in it, 1.1 back to 5th place Hirakram as well. Weeks then opens the door, allows Dylan to go through side by side down the hill. Dylan does just get through into 3rd then. Now can start attacking those 2 Toyotas in front. Again, a gap's developed between these two, 1.6 seconds now. Visho using that gap, keeping himself out front of Toby. And Dylan is already bringing that gap down between himself and Toby, 3.1 seconds. Just under 7 minutes to try and do anything with it though. So we have just seen, oh, Obi-Wan had just made his way past Don, but Don's just taking it back off him. Boskov then still 1.7 seconds back from those two. Manny 50 seconds down. Six minutes remaining then as Visho crosses the line. 1.2 seconds in front of Toby. Still got 3.4 from Dylan. And Hirakram has closed that gap right up on the 4th place man Mocking Weeks. Oh, Dylan's run wide it through turn 1. It's going to slow him down. So third, fourth and fifth then bumper to bumper as we come to the final stages of this race. Can Hirakram sneak his way into third? They'll all be getting a good tow up this back straight. Let's get ourselves on with Dylan looking back at the attacking Mocking Weeks and Hirakram. We're going to see Hirakram have a go here into Hawthorns. No, he just backs off as he runs up the hill. Mocking Weeks just made his car as wide as possible as they left Surtees. Hirakram again looking to make a move. Mocking Weeks having to go defensive. Now Hirakram tries to get another wheel up the inside as they run through Sheen. Backs off again, allows Mocking to keep it for now. Dylan then holding third, still 3.4 back from Toby in second. There he is. Toby is actually closing that gap back up on V-Show by the looks of things. So Dylan, let's get out of this view. Toby has closed that gap up only by a tenth. Ooh, wrong driver. So V-Show led from start to finish so far. Still got 1.1 seconds over the other GT86 in second place, Toby. That gap back down to a second. 4 minutes remaining. Dylan then holding third. Oh, Mocking Weeks under pressure from Hirakram. He gets his nose up the inside through Surtees. Let's see how OP this car is now then. Change camera, damn it. Hirakram trying to run it around the outside through here. And he's got himself just in front. Oh, Mocking Weeks trying to slot himself back over to the racing line. Just dinks into the rear end of Hirakram. He does get through though into fourth. Now on the chase for Dylan in front. Only about a second between those two as well. So it could be a third place on the cards here for Hirakram if he drives like an absolute maniac. Or a little bit wide through there, kicking up the sand. That's not going to help him in his chase down of Dylan. There he goes then into fourth. 1.2 seconds back from Dylan. Going to be 3 minutes when they cross the line. So V-Show still out front. Toby now 0.7 of a second back in second. Can Toby get back and have an attack at V-Show before the end of this race? He's well within slipstream range. Boskov up into seventh then, has got himself past Obi-Wan. It's a little bit too late for Boskov though, unfortunately. 2 minutes 22 left on the clock. Manny still rolling around in ninth. Here we go then, Toby all over the back end of V-Show. Again, are they going to work together or are they going to have a little bit of a battle in these last laps? Nothing in it between them. Again, this is how they were for most of the race. Tiny little mistake by Toby cost him a second and a half to the fight with V-Show, but he's managed to close that gap back up. So the Toyotas are neck and neck then as they come through Paddock Hill Bend up towards Druids. V-Show going a little bit defensive, just holding his car in the middle of the track there. So they will see another lap after this. There is the chasing pack just coming into Druids. Just want to stick with Toby, see if he has a go at V-Show up this back straight or whether they work together to keep themselves in front. V-Show going defensive then, so he is worried about that position. Toby looking around the outside at Hawthorns. We've just seen Hirakram do it, and he does. Gets himself through into first then. Great move by Toby. Close that gap right back up on V-Show at the end of this race. Can he keep hold of it? We're going to see V-Show do the same thing back at him. Tiny bit of a gap developed, half a second. Everyone's going to see another lap except Manny. Toby then crosses the line with 10 seconds to go. 0.3 of a second over V-Show in second. The gap between themselves and third place man down to 2.7 seconds, but this is last lap, last chance saloon. Oh, kicking up the sand there, Dylan. Holds on to third though. Hirokram fourth, just 1.1 seconds back from Dylan. Again, maybe a little bit too far back to make an attack at the end of this race. We'll see though. Again, anything's possible. Mocking Weeks holding fifth. Don holding sixth right behind him. Again, we could see a position or two change there. Boskov in that seventh, but Obi-Wan is right back at him. Up the inside then into Surtees. It's going to be McLaren versus McLaren up this back straight. Look like Boskov's just carrying a little bit more speed. He's got the inside line into Hawthorne's up the hill, but we've seen a couple of drivers run it around the outside there. See if Obi-Wan can do it on Boskov. He backs off, allows... oh, does he? Still side by side through there. Boskov just holds his nose in front then. Manny has crossed the line to take that final position. V-Show coming back at Toby then into this last turn. Toby just going to hold on to it. It's going to be a drag race to the line, but it does look like Toby's got plenty of space between himself and V-Show to take the win. So Toby does take the win, then V-Show comes in second, Dylan third, Hirokram fourth, Mocking Weeks fifth, Don sixth. Close race between those two across the line. Boskov just taking seventh, Obi-Wan all over the back of him. Manny taking ninth, and unfortunately we lost Dizzy from this race as well. A little bit of contact between himself and Boskov by the looks of things in the chat. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Deepest angle? Deepest angle. Angel. That's what it is. Yep, everybody would be using the Hyundai, but maybe people don't get on with it, don't fancy it, you know, things like that. The Porsche was the fastest car in one season. It was absolutely overpowered, but it was such a handful to control that, you know, it wasn't benefiting a lot of drivers. So things like that you've got to take into consideration. No problem, Mr. Mocking Weeks. No problem. Just give me a little thank you for the stream. No problem at all. So that is rounds 9 and 10 done of GTTCC, hosted by Mature Racing Club. That was the Fusion League you've just watched with me, which, like I say, is the sort of Premier League of the GTTCC. Clean driving, respectful, that's what we want. I think, like I say, there was a little bit of contact between Boskov and Dizzy. We'll find out what happened there. But that's pretty much going to be it from me. I am back on tomorrow night, in fact, because I lied to you lot on Wednesday. We didn't have the Stewie Mac Memorial on Thursday because I missed out on 14 million chats. And it's Saturday. So tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, Stewie Mac Memorial race. Come and check it out. It'll be chaos. It'll be chaos. There'll be people upside down and on fire, probably. And it is only GT Sport. But that is a possibility with anything involving a Stewie Mac Memorial. So that's tomorrow night. Back on Monday night for the Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. That's 8:30. Wednesday night again for Team Oliver Ray. Oh no, apologies. I think we've got a mid-season break next week. So no Wednesday race. Mid-season break. I'm not sure what's happening Thursdays yet. The Audis have been cancelled with the P1 boys. I know they're looking at the next league they're going to start up, but I've not actually seen anything of that yet. And then back next week, same time, same place on Friday night, 9 PM for rounds 11 and 12 of MRCs GTTCC. Toby Nichols, yeah, some good racing, You and Vito had a fair old jaunt at it, didn't you? I mean, I don't know whether it didn't look like you were attacking, Toby, to be honest. Looked like you were quite happy to just sit in his slipstream, save your tyres, all that sort of stuff, and give him an elbow drop right at the end. He did come back at you, though. I'll give him that. But yeah, some really good racing. Boskov, Hirakram, Dylan in race 1. Fantastic. Dizzy got involved in that as well. Yeah, real good fight. Hirakram taking the win in race 1. And Toby taking the win in race 2. But yes, I hope you've liked what you've watched. A couple of ways you can help my channel out. There's buymeacoffee.com/darksmoker if you want to drop a donation on there. If you actually want something for your money instead of just handing me cash, then we've got t-shirts and stickers available. £3 a pair for stickers, free postage, and t-shirts are £22 each, free sticker and free postage with those as well. So I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a subscribe if you haven't already. Share it out. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.